As a fan, I'm tired. I had to do something in the final. I left halftime.
The excess makes you lose appetite.
It's too much. Like, I love my family, and at one point I need a break also. Like, I love football, but you know, who watched it? Come on, too much is too much also, and I love it. But let's all be honest, too much is too much, and that's why I think we're not hypocrites. I did to go to the Nation League, to go to the Champions League, to go to the 2 cups that you have in England, to go to. We're talking here. We don't know all the whole story. We know the whole story behind it, but we don't have the power to change things as ex-players, and we're not sitting in a position to take decisions. So we can be talking here for the whole day, bringing great solutions, and have great ideas. The only people that can change their destiny is the player themselves.
Well, congratulations, a win out there. What are your thoughts?
Well, very happy, obviously, with the win and the clean sheet against, as we predicted, a very tough opponent. I think we started the game very, very good. Scored the goal, had some big chances that in the Champions League, you don't put them away. After you go into suffer, and then we had a period in the game we became a little bit open. We needed a big save from David in one action to keep the clean sheet. But overall, after 3 days and the game that we had to play in Newcastle, credit to the boys the way we performed.
Is that something that you might take from this game in terms of reassess, and how do you work on it in terms of, you mentioned there, closing the chances and the opportunities that you get, especially maybe latter parts of this competition?
Yes, because we know that it's all about the boxes. Their team, they don't need much, and they arrived 3 or 4 times and they looked a real threat. So when you have those big chances, you have to put them in the net. If not, like we had in the last 10 minutes, we had to dig in very, very deep to control them, and at the end to end the right to win the game.
Well, look, it's 14 home games that you've now won here at the Emirates in the league phase of this Champions League stage, and kept 11 clean sheets on the way. Is that progress? It must be music to your ears.
Well, that's very difficult to do, so credit to the boys. The consistency we're showing in this competition against very tough opponents, and we go again on Saturday.
Martin Odegaard looked a man on a mission tonight. He almost looked back to his best out there. Would you agree?
Yeah, he was phenomenal. I think he influenced the game in a manner that is very important with us, because he continued to play forward, carrying the ball, putting people through on goal, and generated some big chances for his teammates. He should have scored a goal as well in the big open chance that he'd had. So very good to have him back at this level.
Look, we know the narrative of the strength and depth that you've got, but do you find that your squad are actually thriving off this? They're stepping up to the mark.
They do, and they all know that they have a chance to play, to maybe make 6 changes, and I want everybody to be a big part of that. The players came in as well to help when the team was still lacking a bit of rhythm and needed to re-energize. Declan comes in, Neps, Bukayo, Mosquera, anybody that comes in, Jurian brings another dimension to the team. Great to see.
Big Gabby okay? He came off?
Yeah. He was struggling a little bit with, I think it was a kick in the first half, and we decided to take him off.
And then I'm sure your mind probably hasn't wandered to it yet, but West Ham at the weekend, that'll be your 300th game in charge of Arsenal. In this day and age, that's an achievement in itself.
I didn't know that. That's a lot of games for this football club. So, yeah, I feel very honoured, and a lot of gratitude for everybody that has allowed me to stay for that long.
Odegaard firing just makes me think of that kind of Kevin De Bruyne, Rasmus Højlund link, but that and the Haaland link. Odegaard seems like that kind of player who will find that man who wants to get on the back of the defenders, careering through. That first goal was a really good sign for Arsenal.
Yeah, a couple of balls on a plate for the front boys.
Yeah, when he's at his best, he's up there amongst the best number 10s in world football. He hasn't been at his best for a while now.
I'm sure he'd admit that.
And he would admit that because, you know, he's got to take responsibility. He's the captain, he's the leader in that dressing room. I just think looking all round at Arsenal, you look at the fullbacks coming in, White, Lewis, Kelly, you know, the 2 centre-halves they got on the bench pushing, the 2 boys there. Everything about the club, young players who are hungry, who are important to have to drive the group. They've got all of the ingredients now. Like, there's no excuses now. The Arsenal, April, if you could fast forward to April, May, and Arsenal was still in the Champions League, which I think they will be, quarterfinals, semi-finals, chasing the league. That's the time they'll trip themselves up, because that's if they've not developed, because they've got to be able to work out how to compete every 3 days with the pressure. And the fans do this silly thing where they start getting nervous. You can't, you know. you can't, because it's been such a long time, and that, you know, they've got to really find a way at Arsenal the back end of the season. There's no doubt they'll be there with the quality.
Did you have to work to see that game out? Because did you feel like Olympiacos could nick something at any second?
Yeah, I mean, this is Champions League. They've got a really good side with really good players. Yeah, I think we could have scored more goals in the first half. We had some chances. But yeah, as I said, that's Champions League, and they are a good side as well. So.
Well, let's talk about the goals tonight. You got the goal, the first goal, but you had a chance within the first 2 minutes. How did you feel when you saw that one fly wide?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great ball, the first one from Miles. We were talking about...
Thinking about the goal of Harry Kane. Same thing. Ruud van Nistelrooy used to do the same thing when he was playing for Man U. He used to always be offside. Switch of Michael Silvestre on Beckham, and then he's behind the ball, he's ahead of the back for us, and he's a tap in. This is what the goal of Harry Kane a year ago, that's the first thing he had in his head. This is why this guy is special, because he thinks he's not particularly fast, not too strong, but he thinks about it. He said that I waited there. I know my guys are fast. Ball's going to come, it's a tap in. That's the type of goal you score in training, and your goalkeeper said to you, you're too close, you will never score like a goal like that ever in the game. Yes, against Barcelona, you can.
Can I just ask you one question about his mindset? He's not going to start when everyone's fit, but to come in and still play like that and make an impact for the team consistently for this team.
But that's what the team is about. Like, I do believe that you go through a season, you need your bench to bail you out. If I say bail you out, it's not so much bail you out. That's why he signed for Paris Saint-Germain, big money. You should come on the field and try to change the game when you're called upon. And to talk about, you know, obviously, I don't want to make a transition, but this is why I think Arsenal this year have a lot of chance, you know, big chances to win stuff, because the bench would change the game for you. Every single time someone comes off the bench, it scores. Look at Mayulu scores. I mean, he started, but you know what I mean? Usually he's not really a starter. Ramos scores. So if you want to win, go far and deep in competition, you need to have depth in your squad and guys that can do it when they come on, and don't see it as, you know, I'm on the bench, I'm not starting, and they start to cry about it. The group has to win. That's the most.
Hearing this pressure, Eze comes in, and do you feel that? I mean, does that make you play even better? You seem to embrace that tonight, that kind of pressure of, okay, you watch me now, look what I can do.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone can see the quality and the depth, you know, in the squad now, and we have so much quality and so many players who can play. So I think it's just a feeling, you know, from every single player. Whenever you're on the pitch, you want to prove that you deserve it, and you want to keep your spot, you know. So I think that's good for us, you know, that competitiveness and the competition within the squad.
This is only going to get worse as well, because let's not forget, FIFA were talking about having a World Cup every 2 years as well. You know, that this is not getting scaled back, no matter what we say, and Thierry's right, and it maybe would have to come to a situation where some of the greatest players in the world come together and just say enough is enough, and to refuse to play. What happens with the clubs? Because Mike was talking about the Club World Cup. I think the only people who were really happy with that was maybe club owners. You think of the money Chelsea got on the back of winning that competition. You know, you think about where that money came from. It wasn't from TV companies, because no one was really interested in it. But they found the money from somewhere to make sure clubs pushed for it.
Well, the reason is, sorry, Thierry, quickly, the reason why clubs go and take the money is because of financial fair play. That's the reason now. So they're almost stretched from both sides. Players' welfare doesn't come into it in the end, because if you're trying to compete, I give the example with Chelsea when we was debating a couple of weeks ago. How do you compete with a Man City, a Liverpool, a Arsenal? You have to look at it in a different way, and that was their way of getting some more finances in and balancing their books, putting players on longer contracts. So no matter where you look at it, Thierry's right. There's nothing really you can do. The clubs could help you out a little bit. The clubs can say no to these competitions, but financially, for their books, they want to be in the competitions.
Arsenal edged it 1-0 against Olympiacos at the Emirates, and although the margin was small, the performance had enough merit to earn belief. The breakthrough came early. Gabriel Martinelli finished off a rebound after Victor Gyökeres forced a shot that beat the keeper but bounced back. AS reports the goal came in close range. After that, Arsenal tried to dominate the game with possession, probing for chances, but Olympiacos kept it tight, especially in the middle third. Defensively, Arsenal looked solid. David Raya did well when called upon, and the back line held shape under pressure. There were one or two nervy moments, but the team generally anticipated danger well and forced Olympiacos wide. In the second half, when the Greek side applied more pressure, Arsenal dropped a bit deeper and defended with discipline. The substitutions helped manage energy, and Arsenal didn't crumble under the fight back. On the creative and attacking side, Gyökeres again showed his work rate. Even though he didn't get the goal himself, he dragged defenders, made runs, and was instrumental in winning that initial rebound. The midfield looked balanced, even with the task of both shielding the defense and linking with attack. Some final balls didn't quite find their mark, but I'd say the collective attacking intent was there. The margins were thin, and missed chances might come back to haunt them if they don't sharpen. Overall, this result underscores two things: Arsenal's defensive resilience and their ability to grind out results when games get tight. It may not have been a spectacle, but a clean sheet and a win in a Champions League setup counts double. If they build from here, tightening the attack, keeping concentration, they'll be strong in Europe this season.